What's up everyone? Tetrick85 here, and today I wanted to make this video because I'm really considering starting a career mode on FIFA 19 on my channel now that I'm able to record Switch footage. And you're probably wondering, well, why are you recording this on the Switch? Well, simple answer to that is that I don't have this game on the PlayStation, or else I would be recording it on the PlayStation. But having said that, I kind of like the Switch version. I mean, Switch version of FIFA has its benefits from PlayStation version, although I feel that overall the PlayStation version is better. But that's just a matter of opinion. But the main reason why I want to make this video is because I want to go over some of the clubs that I want to do career modes on. Now, to start, I'm going to show you guys which career modes I'm actually doing off screen right now. And of course, it shouldn't be any surprise to any of you that I'm a Newcastle United fan, so I'm going to start off playing with Newcastle United. Well, I didn't start off playing as Newcastle United, but they are definitely one of the teams that I wanted to do a career mode on for such a long time. So, but then I have Eintracht Frankfurt, that's an up-and-coming team in Germany that I've been playing as. Darmstadt, they're a second division German club that I've always had a soft spot for, and I love their crests. Preußen Münster, they're a third division German club that I've had a soft spot for. They actually played in the inaugural season of the Bundesliga and was one of the first teams ever to get relegated. Shrewsbury Town, they had a bit of a FA Cup run where they gave Wolves quite a scare, and they are actually hovering around the relegation zone in League One, so I decided to take them on. And speaking of Wolves, they were actually the first career mode that I did on FIFA 19, and I haven't played that, as you can see, since October 13th, so it's been a while. Nottingham Forest, they're one of the fallen giants of England that I decided to do a career mode on, which is a blast, which I'm having a blast with all of these, including the Norwich one. And it looks like they're on their way of getting promoted from the Championship back to the Premier League, but those are the ones that I'm doing off camera, and believe me, if I wasn't doing this Newcastle career mode off camera, that would be the one that I'd be starting a career mode on first, but since I already did that, I'm not going to be starting off the career mode on my channel as Newcastle. However, I will go through here and show you guys what teams I do want to do a career mode on. Okay, let's start. Where can I start? I'm going to start off here in Belgium. There are two clubs that I'm interested in. One is Club Bruges, which I love their kits. That's one of the reasons why I want to do a career mode on. And the other one is Anderlecht, which I know Newcastle bought quite a few players from Anderlecht, including Alexander Mitrovic and Chancellor Mbemba, which neither one of them are no longer part of the club, but I think it's interesting. There would be an interesting career mode to do, and they got promising young players to play as. Okay. I'm not quite sure if I want to do anybody from the Chinese Super League, since they are newly added on FIFA 19. They took the place of the Russian Premier League, which I'm kind of not sure how I feel about that. I did like the Russian League. There were a few teams that I liked in there that I would have wanted to do career mode on FIFA 19, but unfortunately I'm not going to get a chance to since the Russian League's no longer in it. But I might give China a chance in the future. I don't know. Okay, let's start off in England, teams I want to do career mode on. And one that I want to do, okay. Bournemouth would be an interesting one, but Brighton would be a really good one to do a career mode on. They're managed by Chris Hughton, which used to manage Newcastle United. Their kits look nice. They have a rather modest budget. As a matter of fact, I think they have the lowest budget of any Premier League team in this game. So I think it would be a nice challenge to do a career mode on Brighton. Another one I do a career mode on is Cardiff, which of course the sad story of Emiliano Sala, him dying in that plane crash, and Cardiff was considered by many, including myself, to go straight back down, but so far they're putting up quite a fight. Yes, they're in the relegation zone right now, but they're not at bottom, which I thought they would be. As a matter of fact, Huddersfield is at the bottom, and they're definitely, speaking of Huddersfield, they're definitely a team that I would do a career mode on, which I've already done a career mode on them in FIFA 18, and that one was a blast, and I think this one would be no different. I thought about doing one for Fulham, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not real fond of Fulham, so I'm kind of staying away from them. Okay, let's see what else I can do. This Southampton would be a good one to do career mode on. They got a lot of good young players, including James Ward-Prowse, who's been absolutely tearing up for them lately. Watford would be an excellent one to do one because they got a mix of veterans and young players. This is another team that I did the career mode on FIFA 18, which I absolutely loved. And I would love to do one this year on Watford, and their kits this year look amazing. They look like something Borussia Dortmund would wear. And I kind of have a soft spot for Borussia Dortmund, so that'd be fun to do a Watford career mode. And of course, you guys saw that I did a Wolves career mode. Aston Villa, they're one of the championship teams I'm keeping an eye on. That's quite a possibility for me to do a career mode on. Blackburn was a team I thought about doing up until I saw Jared HD do a rebuild on it, and since he did that, he did an amazing job at it. I'm kind of steering away from doing a career mode on them. Bolton's another one, which they're facing a bit of financial strife right now. They're on the verge of being in administration, and the club on the verge of being dissolved the last time I read, and I think it would be a good one to do. This used to be a staple in the Premier League, this club, and they were in it for quite a while, and then they got relegated a few seasons ago, and they've been pretty much teetering between the Championship and League One, so I think they'd be a fun one to do a career mode on. I actually already did a career mode on Brentford. That was a very fun one. Bristol City would be an interesting one. Derby, I think a lot of people do a career mode on Derby, and that's another one I would love to do a career mode on. They used to be a Premier League team. Hull City is another team I would like to do Premier League a career mode team on. They used to be in the Premier League. Ipswich is another candidate. They're currently in the bottom of the Championship. It looks like they're about to get relegated. I think they'd be fun. I think it would be a little bit awkward since I'm doing a Norwich career mode, but Ipswich would be an interesting one to do. Now, of course, Leeds United. I think a lot of people do one on this one too, but this is another fallen giant like Nottingham Forest. They were near the top of the English pyramid, and then they found their way back down, and they've been pretty much trying to fight for a promotion ever since. Let's see. QPR would be an interesting one. They had considered one of the worst teams to ever play in the Premier League back the last season they were in it. Reading would be also a good one to do one on. Sheffield United, they've been the surprise package of the Championship. Last time I saw, they were in second place in the Championship. They were 3 points ahead of Leeds. So they're definitely a surprise team that's fighting for promotion right now. Not to mention, I did a career mode on their rival, Sheffield Wednesday, for FIFA 18. So I think that would be a nice little challenge for me to do one on that. Swansea is another one I'm considering doing. I mean, I'm also considering doing a Cardiff career mode, so Swansea would be right up there for me to do. West Brom, I already did a career mode on them. That was a fun one to do. Wigan, I'm not so sure about if I want to do a career mode on them. It's not that I don't like them, but after a while of them fighting relegation and just barely surviving, I got kind of sick of them after a while. But it would be interesting to try a career mode on them. And I might try a couple teams from League 1 and League 2. I don't know yet. But let me just go to France, and there's a couple teams here I want to do career mode on. Okay, let's see. Nantes would be a good example one. This was a team that Emiliano Sala played for before his transfer to Cardiff City, and before he took that fateful flight that ended up taking his life. And I've always loved their colors of yellow and green. I thought their kits always look amazing. Lille would be an interesting one. Which Montpellier, they were the surprise League 1 winners not too long ago. I think that would be a fun one to do career mode on. Nîmes, the one player that I have, his name escapes me. He's a midfielder. He's doing fantastic. It would be an interesting one to do career mode on. There's Marseille, club of one of my favorite players, Florian Thauvin, and I think that would be a fun one to do. They've been kind of underachieving lately, and I think it would be fun to take this team back to the top. And before I go any further, I should say that I'm not interested in doing any big teams. So if you're wondering why I purposely skipped over teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, PSG, teams like that, I have no desire to do big teams. For me, the purpose of career mode is to take like an underachieving team or a smaller team or a really tiny team and take them to glory. I just think it adds more of a challenge. Whereas if you're already playing as a big team, you already got superstars, you already got money, and to me that's like, where's the challenge in that? So that's why I'm avoiding all the big teams. Toulouse. I've always had a thing for purple kits. That would be fun one to do. There are a couple teams in League 2 that, or League 2, I should say, that I want to do. And let's see if I can find them. Oh, here's one right here, FC Metz. And like, I'm not real crazy about the colors, but their crest of the Slovak crest, I think it looks awesome on the kit, and I think it would be a fun one to do a career mode on. And they got a lot of young, promising talent that you can train up and build and make into superstars. And this is the other one I'm thinking about doing, Gazlek Ajaccio, which is the rival team of the other Ajaccio club. And I just noticed Chateau has a different badge, which looks awesome. But Grenoble will be a good one to do. But yeah, they spent one season in Liga, and then they got sent straight back down. So yeah, that's definitely a team I would plan on doing. Now, I really don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to talk about some of the teams that I do like and I do want to do career modes on eventually. Dortmund, even though they're a bigger club, they're kind of underachieving. I know they are near the top of the Bundesliga right now, but they always seem to trip or they always seem to struggle against Bayern. Dusseldorf, I already did a career mode on. That was fun. Frankfurt, I'm doing them. Hertha would be a fun one. Mönchengladbach would be a fun one. Like, I thought about doing one for Leipzig. I'm still not real sure about doing them or not. Hoffenheim would be a good one to do, as well as Stuttgart. Because both Hoffenheim and Stuttgart, not only do they have veterans on their team, but they got a lot of young talent that you can train up and make into superstars. So I think that would be a fun one to do. Wolfsburg, they're kind of like the surprise of the Bundesliga right now. Let's go to the Zwei Bundesliga. Arminia Bielefeld is the team that I'm looking at doing in the near future, not the near future, but in the future. Dynamo Dresden, yeah, let's try that again in English. Dynamo Dresden is another one I'm thinking about doing. Greuther Fürth is another one I'm looking at. And of course, Hamburg. This is my favorite German side. I've always wanted to do, like, I did one for FIFA 18. I'm actually in the middle of doing it on FIFA 18 because I still play that game. And I'm having an absolute blast with Hamburg. I've always been a fan of this team. Up until this season, they've spent every single season in the Bundesliga. They've always a team that I've rooted for. And whenever they got relegated, I got bummed out. So, but they're definitely a team that I'm looking at. It's not going to be in the near future, but this is definitely a team that I'm looking at doing a career mode on. Heidenheim is another one that looks good. So is Ingolstadt. Holstein Kiel is another one that I'm looking at. Köln. Let's see. Paderborn. Let's see. Union Berlin would be a fun one to do. I actually considered doing one for FIFA 18 on Union Berlin, but I decided to do the Hamburg one instead. Though they are pushing for promotion alongside Cologne and Hamburg, so that would be a fun one to do. And I don't think there's really, I mean, I already did a career mode. I sort of rode to glory with 1860. That was a lot of fun. And the other team I'm doing, let's see if I can find them. Paris and Münster. Here's Paris and Münster right here. I love that crest. This Sardenhof Grossersbach would be a good one to do, a career mode. I rode to glory on. But let's go to Italy. There's not a whole lot of Serie A teams that I would want to do a career mode on. See if I can find one. Oh, Fiorentina. They're kind of like not where you expect them to be in the table. They're kind of like in the middle of a rebuild, but they do have a lot of young talent, and I love their purple kits. Frosinone, they're spending their second ever season in Serie A. They got relegated the last time they were in it. They came back up this past season, and they're in the relegation zone right now, but they're another team that I'm looking at doing a career mode on. Let's see. I started one with Lazio. I might go back to it, but I mean, no offense to the Italian league, but since Juventus is kind of like wiping the floor of everybody, I've kind of lost interest in the Italian league, so I'm kind of hesitant to starting a career mode on them. But you would think there would be more of an incentive to, but this is just something, if I do an Italian career mode, this probably won't be into the distant future. But I do want to show off some of the teams that I like Parma would be an excellent one to do a career mode on. Sampdoria, they're an Italian side I've always had a soft spot for. Same with Sassuolo. I did a career mode with them in FIFA 18. That one was awesome. Spal is another one that I'm intrigued by. And that's pretty much it for Italy. And in Serie B, let me just see some of these teams here. Benevento, they were in the Serie A last season for the first time ever. They went straight back down, having suffered a horrific season, accumulating one of the lowest point totals of any team. Palermo would be a good one to do a career mode on. Oh, I forgot about Lecce. They're a team that I did on FIFA 10 that I absolutely adored. Hellas Verona would be a good one. Crotone, I forgot about that. They spent a couple seasons in Serie A before they got relegated last season, but I'm thinking about doing a Netherlands eventually. Like Ajax is a team I'm looking at doing. Where's the other one? Oh, Fortuna Sittard, they're duly promoted. I'm thinking about doing one on them. PEC Zwolle is a team that's been around the Eredivisie, and they've won, if I'm not mistaken, they won the Dutch Cup not too long ago. They did not win the league, but they won the domestic cup, which I thought was awesome, considering I don't think a whole lot of people heard of this team before a few years ago, so fair play to them. Here in Vienna is a team I've always liked. Vitesse Arnhem is another team. I've noticed they borrowed a lot of players from Chelsea, so I think that one would be a good one to do a career mode on. But yeah, Mexico is another league that I'm planning on doing a career mode on. Portugal, not really. Oh wait, let me go to the rest of the world real quick before I go to my last stop. AEK Athens, I love the colors. They look like Borussia Dortmund and Watford in terms of their kits. Let me just see here. Olympiacos would be an interesting one. Same with Panathinaikos. PAOK. Shakhtar, they're an interesting team. They would be an interesting team to do career mode, although you would have to put them in a different league since they're not on a league of their own in this game. The Ukrainian league's not on here, but they're another one of those teams that have a perfect mix of veterans and young talent. So I think, and I like the orange and black kits. It reminds me an awful lot of the orange and black striped kits that Hall wears every so often, and I think looks awesome. But let me see here. Yeah, that's it for the rest of the world. And my last stop is actually Spain. Some of the teams I want to do for Spain. Leganés is a team that I'm looking at doing. They're always a team that's piqued my interest since I gained promotion. Alaves, I did a career mode on them already. They were a fun team to do. They were a bit of a difficult team, considering they had a lot of loan players that I had to see go back to their parent club. So that means I had to spend my money wisely on youth talent, and that way I can build them up to be superstars. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun to do. Getafe, they're in 4th place in the La Liga right now, which is a surprise to a lot of people. And that would actually be one that I would be intrigued to doing a career mode on in the future. Girona, here's one of my favorite Spanish teams. They're rivals of Barcelona and Espanyol. They live in they play in the Catalan region of Spain, where Barcelona and Espanyol play. And I did a FIFA, as a matter of fact, I'm still doing a FIFA 18 career mode on them. And they are a fantastic team to do one on. Again, a mixture of experience and young talent. And it's just, with me building a youth academy with them too, they are just an amazing team to do. I just love playing as Girona. Valladolid is another one I'm looking at doing a career mode on. They just recently got promoted this season, but they've been kind of like a yo-yo team lately, so I think it would be fun to add a little bit of stability to them. Celta Vigo, I did a career mode on with them on FIFA 18. That was a lot of fun. There's Espanyol. Betis is another team that I'll do a career mode on. Same with Sociedad, I've had a soft spot for them. Eibar is another team I've had a soft spot for. Huesca, newly promoted, they're definitely a possibility to do a career mode on. Valencia, even though they're kind of like a big team, they've been kind of underperforming. So I think they'd be a neat team to do a career mode on, because they got a lot of young talent. Again, you can train them to be superstars. You can sell some of the talent that they have in another more experienced talent to bring in better players who are better overall. And their kits are always really nice, so I think that would be a good one to do. Villarreal, this is a lot of team that people would be expecting to be in 4th place in La Liga right now instead of Getafe. But instead, they're lying. Last time I looked, they were in 17th place in La Liga. That's nowhere near acceptable. As a matter of fact, they've actually spent a lot of time in this season in the relegation zone. And I just feel that this team is just too big to get relegated. I mean, I think Newcastle proved back in 2009 that no team is too big to be relegated. And even Monaco in the French league, they got relegated a few seasons back. So I really don't want to sound like that kind of person, but this is a team that you really, really want to see stay in the Liga, and I really hope that they do this season. They've been able to string up a lot of good results, and they're doing decent in the Europa League. As a matter of fact, they're in the quarterfinals right now, so hopefully they'll be able to translate that form into the league and be able to help them to safety. But the reason why I saved Spain for last is because the first career mode I'm seriously considering doing on my channel is I'm going to be doing a 2nd division Spanish team. And there's actually 3 teams that I'm looking at doing a career mode. The first team I'm looking at is Almeria. And they're a team like Girona that I've always had a soft spot for. They're a smaller club, but at the same time they've had talent. They spent a few seasons in La Liga. They were relegated a few seasons ago, but they spent quite a few seasons in La Liga, and they're a smaller team. I've always liked what kind of kits that they had. They have quite a few good young players that I would love to play with and see grow. I would love to build a youth academy with this team and see the youth academy grow. And this is just one of those teams that I would love to do a career mode on. And that's one possibility. The second team I'm looking at doing a career mode is Mallorca, which I'm not sure if he still does personally own them, but former NBA player Steve Nash owns, or used to, I'm not sure if he still does, but last time I checked, he owned a share in this club. He owns part of Mallorca. And Mallorca spent quite a decent spell in La Liga before they got relegated a few seasons ago. And they are actually a newly promoted team. They just came back from the Spanish 3rd division last season. And I think it would be interesting to see this team get back up to La Liga, be able to play as them, bring in some young talent, start a youth academy, play as this team. And their kits look really good too. I mean, I know you're not really supposed to base a club based on kits, but they're just one of those teams that, again, I've had a soft spot for. And speaking of nice kits, the third team I want to look at right now for a career mode in the near future is Real Zaragoza. This is another team like Mallorca that spent a lengthy spell in La Liga before they got relegated. But thankfully for Zaragoza, they did not drop down as low as the 3rd division like Mallorca did. They've been pretty much staying in the Segunda División. But I really like how they look. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to show off. I'm going to back up right here. I'm going to show off the kits of Almeria, Mallorca, and Zaragoza real quick before I end this video. But yeah, those are the 3 teams that I'm looking at doing a career mode on right now. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't think I can do that on here, unfortunately, come to think of it, but, okay. Yeah, I keep on forgetting the Switch version doesn't show kits when you play a game, so, but the PlayStation one, that is one of the things I do like about the PlayStation over the Switch, is that you do get to see a preview of the team's kits before you play as them, but, yeah, that last minute or two there seemed like a waste, but yeah, I think I pretty much spoke enough on this. Like I said, those were pretty much a bunch of teams that I'm considering doing a career mode on, but I'm seriously considering doing one of either Almeria, Zaragoza, Mallorca here pretty soon on my channel. But first, I want to finish one of my other ones. I'm leaning towards either Preußen Münster or Norwich that I'm looking at finishing before I delete that career mode, and then starting with the one that I want to do on my channel. So hopefully I'll have that here before too long. So, but I appreciate you guys listening to this, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you again next time.